Hey everybody, happy Monday. Hopefully that's when you'll be watching this video. You should be finished with all of your worksheets, your 1-point perspective worksheet packet that had different exercises in it, showing you how to take a shape and turn it into a form. We had these crazy shapes. We had overlapping shapes. You had some letters, and then you did some value on the letters. So for the next step, you're going to draw some letters. So I need to show you how to draw these block letters. Ultimately, you're going to be creating something that looks like this. So you can either do your name, if your name is like 3 to 4 letters, you can fit these large letters in. If you want to do your full name, you will have to make your letters smaller. These letters are about 3 inches. So if you want to have your full name in, you will have to make it less than 3 inches. So how do we make these block letters? What's a simple way to do that? For that, for the first exercise, you're going to map out your letters, and that will look something like this. You're not going to arrange them. You're not working on composition yet. You're just getting the letters. So you can see here for my JED, you can see that there's a single line of each letter inside. I'm going to call that the skeleton. And then I added weight, which is the thickness, to the letter. And for this, you're going to need another piece of copy paper, a pencil, your pencil sharpener if you have one, a ruler, and if you don't have a triangle, some kind of a business card or a tag is very helpful. And also some kind of a box, like a cereal box that has thickness to it. And I have my Cinnamon Toast Crunch box here, which is about 2.5 inches. So that is going to be the materials that you need. And the starting point is to draw 2 parallel lines, so all of your letters are the same size. So to start, I'm going to use cereal box. I'm going to line it up with the bottom of the paper as best I can. I'm going to push down so it's square. Line up my pencil on the other side and make a straight line. Line up the box with the pencil you just drew, and then draw a parallel line. So now I have 2 parallel lines. I'm also going to add a guideline on top and bottom of this, and what you'll do is use your ruler, and if you don't have a ruler, you can use any kind of piece. You can use a piece of paper and make tick marks as long as they're the same. So about 1/4 inch. So if I line up the 10 there, you'll see that this is 1/4 inch, and then 1/4 inch here, and I'm going to go to the other end, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. And these are all guidelines. You're going to ultimately trace over the letters you draw on your final paper. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, overlap lines. It's no big deal. Okay, so there you have it. I'm going to start with the alphabet. I'm going to start with the ABCs. And one of the things that will help you is if you block off rectangles to work in. So if you do have a business card, this is 2 inches. Line up that business card on the top line and then just make a rectangle. And then from here, I want you to think about dividing this rectangle up in quarters visually. So if this was the middle going this way, and this is going the middle this way, you can also measure if you want. And so for the A, you're going to stay inside these guidelines. And I'm going to do this in red so you can see it. So the skeleton stays inside the first 2 parallel lines you made. So let me just go over those so you can see it. Okay, so the A is going to stay inside the rectangle left to right. I'm going to start the skeleton from this corner up to the middle. And there's your outside of your A, and then I'm going to make the line going across the A. So there's the A. So the next step is going to be to add this 1/4 inch that you have on the bottom and the top all the way around the letter on each side of the skeleton. So line up your ruler with the skeleton and then make a tick mark about 1/4 inch away. And I'm going to flip that. I'm going to line up your ruler on the outside of the A and then slide it so it's parallel until you see that tick mark you made. I'll do that again on the other side so you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so again, make that tick mark about 1/4 inch away and then line up the ruler with the outside of the skeleton and gradually pull it away so it's parallel, because you don't want it to be crooked. See how this is smaller here and then bigger there? You don't want to do that. You want to make sure it's parallel. So rotate your ruler or your straight edge, whatever it is you're using, to make straight lines, and then gradually pull it away until you see that tick mark you made. And notice I went from the top here, that guideline, to the bottom guideline. Okay, so now I'm going to make a tick mark on the inside here about 1/4 inch away from the skeleton, and then 1/4 inch this way. I'm going to go to the inside of the A, line it up with the skeleton, gradually pull it away and till I see that tick mark. Again, line up with the skeleton, slide it away. Okay, so now I have the thickness of the A going this way. And what do you notice here with this skeleton of this crossbar going across? If I make that tick mark up here for 1/4 inch, it's going to be really too small. So I'm actually going to just do like a 1/2 inch below the crossbar there in the A. And again, line up underneath and then gradually move it away until you see the tick mark and make sure it's parallel. Okay, so you can see that that is now the A skeleton with the weight added, which is the thickness all the way around. And I'm just going to shade that in lightly so you can see it. So there's an A. Okay, so next letter will be the B.